Hello and welcome to another CF Tech Talking podcast. Today you've got myself, Darren Stanforth, and Dave as normal, but we are joined by our friends from Schneider
Electric.
And we've got Kieran with us. Hello Kieran, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
You've been here at the Tech Talk, and if you can hear a bit of noise, it's because they're packing down from Tech Talk Reading. That was pretty awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a fantastic turnout. They've all been very good turnouts, I've got to say that.
Yeah, and you guys have been absolutely swamped. We keep seeing it may have something to do with the first talk we do.
Well, funny enough, so from 8 in the morning till the Tech Talk start, until the 9 o'clock when you guys start your presentation, all your guests and all electricians and customers that they're milling around, have a look, touchy-feely. And then, as you say, after you do your fantastic piece on the energy monitoring section, the doors open, it's like a stampede out. And then
we won't apologise for it.
No, I don't appreciate the support. And I'm grasping for a glass of water because my voice so my voice is a little bit croaky, I do apologise.
No, it's not a
but
problem.
it's some great input, I'll say. Yeah.
So it's your energy sensor that causes a lot of interest, doesn't it? The retrofit energy sensor.
Yeah, so we say retrofit, so it comes in various different flavours. So the Actinine commercial profile, commercial industrial circuit protection profile has been around for years. And the energy sensor's been out probably a couple of years now. And we do various different modules for an RCBO, single pole, double pole, triple pole. And as you say, it's the world's the smallest energy sensor, and it gives some really valuable information back on a circuit level basis. So things like voltage, current,
Power factor, it does.
power factor, and again, it's and I've obviously listened to several of your talks, and some of the things that you talk about, and I watched the response from the audience, and you do say it's very conceptual because you see electricians going, really? Is that going to happen? Is that going to? And the reality is, it's going to have to happen.
It is. It has to.
So when we talk about understanding what's going on at a line level with a piece of equipment, it's like, oh, we never used to have that. In my day, just wire it up, put the isolator, connect it, walk away.
Yep.
But it's a massively changing environment at the moment.
When you start to dig around, because we researched for this, I was astounded how much there is going on. I mean, it's like opening a Pandora's box of stuff that's available for monitoring circuitry, understanding installations, smart installations.
Yeah.
And you're right in there, aren't you?
From my point of view, it wasn't necessarily that it's new technology, because I thought, as me and you were researching this, getting ready, that energy monitoring is something that we're all going to have to sort of get into. But you've been doing it for years at Schneider, haven't you?
Absolutely, and probably showing my age here because, funny enough, when the cross section of customers that come to these events, they're everything from apprentices all the way up to people who are knocking on the door. I'm retiring next week, and the good thing about electricians is that they want to talk. You get electricians around the table and they will talk, and they want to beat their chest, rightfully so, because they've done some fantastic work over the years, but I remember this, I remember that. So when they see a new piece of technology and they get the teeth, it's like a magpie, it's a bit of sparkly stuff, and they want to know about it. So they want to know about it from an electrician point of view, but also how that can benefit their customer and benefit their business.
That's the big bit. At the minute, we're seeing energy costs go through the roof, and you've got solutions for this, haven't you? Not that could fight it, but that gives the understanding of what's going on in a customer's installation.
Oh, massively. So electricity is the best vector for decarbonisation. So again, in your presentation, you talked about CO2, sustainability managers. Yeah. Again, a title that wasn't even conceived maybe 5-10 years ago. And likewise, if you think about energy management, 5, 10, 15 years ago, your energy company wasn't saying turn it off, they were saying turn it on. Yeah, turn it on, turn it up.
Use more.
Absolutely. So there's a massive social responsibility there. And Schneider as a global leader in energy management, as you rightly said, we've been doing energy management for years. Yeah. And I can remember back in my... So I've been in the industry 32 years this year. Started my apprenticeship on the 2nd July 1990.
1990. Yeah. That was 16th, end of the 15th, 16th.
Absolutely. I was a bit...
You don't know that old.
Oh, he's good. So it was annoying because I finished my my course and then I had to do the 16th.
That you would have
done. And that was the brown book to the red book, I think it was back then. But in that time, I can remember Schneider energy meters. I think it was the PM series 750s, and now we're on the 5000 series. And every evolution of the energy meter at a sub or a main distribution or sub distribution level, every time there's an evolution of the product, it just brings more visibility.
We say this because metering at the minute, we know for well metering go in, and you can confirm this, but they're suggesting that metering, the accuracy will last about 10 years, and then after that you should look to swap out. Well, the advances in 10 years that you guys are going to make on metering he's going to see this bit of kit be overtaken many a time, isn't it?
Yeah, and the rate at the technology is evolving. With our technology, with just in the electrical industry generally, it's just phenomenal. So as I said, electricity is the best vector for decarbonisation, and the digital aspect the digital aspect of technology allows us to visualise the invisible. Yeah. So we turn electricity on, it's powering the lights, powering the sockets. The digital aspect gives us the visibility of how much is being drawn, when it's being drawn, how clean it is, and the various different components that we can read through the power tag system. So the evolution,
now,
hopefully.
Your power tag stuff, so this stuff here, we know full well that, it was very much to me and you a bit of a concept, but a lady in Oswestry was part of an engineering team monitoring this, wasn't she?
She was. She had 5 installations on her phone during that talk, and she was monitoring them. I'm not constantly monitoring, but she would get alerts if anything was happening, any irregularities on the systems. And we were astounded by this. We didn't realise it was that sophisticated yet.
It is. The power tag itself has been the single module which sits on the end of the device. Has been around for several years now, and the latest evolution is what you have in your hand there, which is our IFDD for the Actinine Active, and that device there has MCB in both a B or a C curve, earth leakage type A, and we actually go further past the type A, so it's super immune, so it's actually nearer to an F.
Nearer to an F, I was
right? Yeah,
frequencies as
do
well.
the frequencies
right,
as well.
Okay.
So it's got arc fault detection for series and parallel faults. It has over voltage built in to protect the internal workings.
Oh, does it really?
And it has self-diagnostic, and then obviously the connectivity of the power tag built into one device.
Amazing.
So when you look at it, you're ordering that in 36mm module, and we also have a new distribution board, 3-phase distribution board, which we have 2, which is a hybrid, which allows, if you look at the terminal connections on that, so we have the phase neutral, so they're a tighter pitch than the standard. So we have a hybrid board which has an amount of ways to connect that directly to the rail and the standard ones as well.
Now, I know that some people absolutely love your bit of kit because of the way it does connect to the buzz bar. And in fact, some that have gone down the route of making sure their maintenance team are trained on this, so they only ever fit one, so they can't fail.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. They can't fail with this technology.
Schneider actually been around for years, and as I say, we're market leaders in energy management, and rightfully so. Our devices are, dare say, bomb-proof, because people know they fit and forget.
Yeah,
we have
that's
a
a big
very
thing,
minimal return rate, if any. We've been doing for so long. We're subject matter experts on low voltage and across the globe as well. So as you're aware, in the UK with IEC regulations, there's about 4 or 5 different systems globally.
Right.
But because we operate in all these markets globally, we can pick the best of all and make the best.
So Schneider, then, we know Schneider from the UK and what we've got access to via CEF, but you're global, aren't you? Schneider's a global brand, isn't it?
Yeah. So we're in over 100 countries worldwide. We employ something like, I think it's about 132,000 employees.
I bet the Christmas party's good.
Yeah. And it just, were you there? I can't remember. It was so big, But, it just goes to show the grasp that we have and the footprint we have. And that business is very evenly spaced across Asia, USA, Europe. So we have a very broad footprint, and we have manufacturing plants all over the world as well.
Well, we know that our regulations come from IEC standards, don't they, and stuff like that, so that gets dropped down. So if it's been an early adopter in another country, chances are that you've been working with it in that part of the globe, so then when it comes here, you've got solutions already. And we've seen that with this technology, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the States, they've had AFDDs for years.
Arc fault circuit interrupters.
Circuit interrupters, yeah. So the Americans always change the terminology. It's a lift, it's an elevator, or whatever. So, but totally so. But it's a slightly different system, as we know. Right. But the bases are there. But different markets have different requirements. So in America, in the AFDD, just pass that a second down.
Yep.
So if you look at this, that's a 2-module wide 36mm device packed with all those technologies. The Americans, it's the equivalent arc fault disruptor,
circuit
interrupter. It's about another 2 inches. You can have a party in it because they're consumer units, what we call a consumer unit.
They're huge, aren't they?
It's like a 3-phase board thing. So they can have a party, you can have a Mardi Gras, whatever they want in there. So rightfully so, we have the technology. There's many different markets around the world, so we can bring the best and of all these kind of components into one system.
It was interesting. You came to market with the dual device, didn't you?
Yes.
That had to trigger an RCD or an RCBO.
Yeah.
So was that technology still not developed at that point?
Yeah. Again, it's when we consider arc fault detection in certain markets, it works because of the type of system they use. When you look at the arc fault detection when it first came out, it was downstream of an overcurrent protected device.
Yes.
Now, as product development, it wasn't used in the UK before. In the UK we have the fishbone technology, or the fishbone arrangement in distribution boards, where we have all the tabs off.
Okay. Yeah.
Whereas in other places around the world, in Europe, we have a horizontal platform, so we have different rails, and they're linked off a feeder. So you have more flexibility of the size of the device. It's not contained to an 18mm wide standard MCB size. So that was the initial problem we had to get over. So with our Active 9 Active, we've released that now with all the safety devices in it. We have a board that will a carry system for the device, and in the future, we'll work on getting it down further. I mean, if you look at the technology,
is there a limit? There must be a limiting factor on how big
space,
it can be.
absolutely.
Yeah,
So there you go, Darren. That's a clear MCB, and I love that. It's my favourite toy.
We used to use these when I was a lecturer. We used to use these all the time. We used to. If there was one of these new one that came into the department, we used to always hide it in our drawer.
Yeah.
No one else had to have it. So
that goes into lock and key.
Yeah, that's what we used to do.
And make sure that comes back in afterwards.
Yeah.
But you can see there all the different components: the arc chamber, the contacts.
Yeah.
So when we made the range of MCBs, we used available space to improve safety. So then when you add, you look at an RCBO, we've got the trip coil in there, so that needs some space. But then when you add additional technology like an arc fault detection, there's no more space, so we have to go wider. But in doing that, we've included the additional connectivity, the surge protection, the over voltage, and in time, we can work towards getting a single module.
Absolutely great. I mean,
but bear in mind that's a 10K variant as well for industrial commercial. So when you consider if you have a single module, that the let-through current when you have under full conditions, 10Ka potentially rated, is a single module. At the moment, other single modules are going to be able to contain that kind of energy. So that's why we've gone safety first, 2 modules wide, but we've stuck it full of technology and additional features.
So there's massive advantages for going down this route, isn't there? Without a doubt, you can see that.
Yeah.
And also, over at Schneider, you do so much more, don't you? You're not just known for this, you're known for doing loads around the electrical installation. So how can we find out more about Schneider if we want to?
Yeah, absolutely right. So at one point we did everything from the cable as well.
Did you really?
Yeah, and we did cable years ago. So everything, we call it our end-to-end power distribution story. So if you think of we're here in a stadium in Reading. So you think the incoming panel here would be a main LV panel off the HV, and then all the way downstream there, we have products that can distribute that panel. So from our Prisma set, from our power pack panels, down to our sub-distribution through our Active 9 range, 3-phase, 18-way TPM boards, and then if it was a residential environment, then we have our compact consumer unit, again a residential supply, and then on the end of those we have wiring devices. So we do a full end-to-end power distribution story.
I've got one in my greenhouse. A little Schneider board.
I thought you were going to say 3-phase board then.
No.
Hold on a minute.
It's not that big.
He's on too much money. So if you want to find out more, then it's www.se.com/UK.
Now, I think one thing that we've had people coming up to us, we're talking about RCDs and the compatibility of RCDs. Someone came to us and they said, we need to go and look at your website, the technical bit about the RCDs, because it tells you what can go downstream or upstream with all the different RCDs.
Yeah.
Because there are brilliant books out there, the Beamer Guide that you refer to, but also yours goes a little bit more detail than that. So anyone wanting any information on your products, your website's got it. Well, especially nowadays with understanding what is upstream or downstream of RCDs.
Yeah, I mean, you were my main sort of reference for AFDDs when we first started looking at them. It was Schneider was the place to go.
I mean, you talked about being such a global company. We part and parcel of that is that we have such a raft of knowledge base to draw from. So, as I say, AFDD's been in America, slightly different system, but we have the fundamentals. So, some of our videos and presentations show the talk about RCDs. It shows a standard AC type.
Yeah.
We inject some DC in the current. and it shows that it doesn't work. And then we have the next stage then is that we put an A-type in series in circuit, and we raise the DC and it trips. So we have a lot of collateral.
Is that rig available?
Yeah, can we borrow
Can
that?
we borrow
video,
that?
that
Can
video,
we,
yeah.
Can we borrow that?
Yeah, we can.
Is that accessible for all?
Yeah.
So, and that's on your website?
It's on our website, yeah. So as you say, with such we have a lot of collateral, a lot of content to enable customers, clients, electricians to be able to make an informed decision about what is the correct product for the application.
Brilliant. And where's that from again? Just one last time.
So obviously www.se.com/UK.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
Really
Well, thank you very much for your time,
No,
and thank you for
very
support at Tech Talks. We really, really appreciated it.
Yeah,
and
very enjoyable.
That's it, Dave. We're wrapping up again
another
here at
one.
Reading, aren't
Reading's
we?
done,
We're going to get
Tech
ready for a few more Tech Talks. We've got to squeeze a Scotland event in somewhere along the line, so we've got to do that. And for you guys, thank you very much for listening to another CEF Tech Talking podcast.